What's going on, BZB TV fans? My name is Matt, one of the videographers with BZBGEAR, and today we've got a little bit of an interesting topic, one that aligns with one of our new products, and that's going to be video bars, and specifically we're going to be talking a little bit about our BG Cyclops. So joining me today to talk about this, we have my good friend Matthew Allison, our regional sales manager, and then Joel Cruz, our marketing director. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, wonderful.
Hey, yes, good. Happy hump day, everybody.
Yes, sir. Happy Wednesday. It's a little bit different doing this on a Wednesday instead of a Friday, but we think it's probably going to work out a little bit better. So hopefully those of you that are able to catch us today enjoy the show.
And if not, let us know what you didn't enjoy so we can modify it next time.
So how are you guys doing there in California? What's going on in California?
Go ahead, Joel.
California, nothing, just enjoying the fall now. Summer ended a few days ago, and fall season right now. It's actually my favorite time of the year. My favorite holiday. Me and my kids, Halloween is coming up, so yeah, they're kind of excited. They want to decorate the house already and start planning costumes. So yeah, we're in already October mode. I know it's still September, a few more days, but yeah, we are all in October mode right now.
Seems like everybody's kind of in that mode right now.
Well, like Joel said, Halloween is definitely one of the best holidays out there. It's the one time as an adult you can dress up and act like a weirdo without people calling the police on you for the most part. And it's California, so it's dry, it's hot during the day, and it's cool at night. So anybody out there that's got some extra rain in your territory, send it our way, please. We need it.
Well, any rain I'm getting out here, I'm keeping. So we definitely need it out here too, unfortunately.
Yeah, but here in Cali, BZBGEAR, we are very, very busy right now. There's a lot going on with the after effects and the after work of the IBC show and the new clients and relationships. We're always looking to add new products and upgrade what we've got to be that one-stop shop. So we're always here, busy. Busy BZB. See?
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of, I think I'll be seeing you in person here coming up pretty soon, if I'm not mistaken.
The Church Facilities Expo show.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited about that.
That's the week of the. Let me double check that real quick. I believe that's the 24th through the 26th, right?
Correct.
Of next month. So if you're in the Dallas area next month and you want to come check us out, we'll be running some small time booth stuff over at the expo there in Dallas through the 24th through the 26th. Joel, do you have any more information on that exactly?
I do. We will be at let's see here. This is the which one? Oh, CFX. Was it CFX, right?
CFX.
CFX. Yes, it'll run from October 24th through the 26th, Dallas, Texas. Come visit us at our booth 1825.
All right. So if you're in the Dallas area, feel free to come swing by and catch us there. We'd love to see you. Love to get you some hands-on time with our gear. And speaking of our gear, that brings us to our topic today, and that's going to be video bars. So I've been kind of hearing video bars are kind of becoming the rage here in the not necessarily communications world, but the conference room world. So can you give me just a little bit of a breakdown of what a video bar really is, Matthew?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So a video bar is essentially just it's a bar like a lot of people have for their TVs. It includes speakers, it includes microphones, and it includes a camera or two, depending on what the functionality is of the bar. And so it's just an easy way for conference rooms to connect to each other, be seen, be heard, and see and hear.
Okay.
Yep. And just to just to add on that, it's very similar to like a sound bar that you find in like home entertainment systems, but the additions is to this is not just the built-in speakers, but the microphone and the camera as well. Depending on what type of video bar that you have, it has different. It could have auto tracking, auto framing. It could do 1080p, 4K. So there's different types out there. Some even will operate on itself as opposed to hooking up to a computer. So there's many variations out there, and of course, because of that whole pandemic, everybody kind of started brainstorming and seeing how we can better communicate with video conferencing and distance learning and whatnot. So so there's plenty, good, innovative, products and video bars on the market right now.
And
So
too, when the pandemic started, obviously PTC cameras was the big boon. That's what everybody needed. Everything was remote. Everybody needed to have that access to the camera. Now that things are kind of getting back to normal, and so many businesses want to bring people back into the office, they're doing their best to figure out a way to make sure that it's still a collaborative experience for people that may be at home or other offices around the country. We're working on designing a bar that's going to bring people back to the office. That's what we want to do.
So essentially, it's basically like if you took an EPTZ, a sound bar, and a microphone, and you threw them all in one package.
Yeah.
All right,
Wave
sweet.
that magic wand.
So since we're talking about this, one of the new products that we actually kind of brought to market with IVC and just a little bit before that, is going to be our BG Cyclops. So if we go ahead, and I'm going to just open up the page right here, we can go ahead and interact with the page, and just so you can get a good look at what the Cyclops looks like. It's just like Joel kind of said. It looks kind of just like a soundbar that you'd have for your TV. It's got tally lights, just so you know if it's on, if it's not on, and it's got a couple really great features. So those are a few quick pictures of it. I'm just going to go ahead and go back to our 3-person shot here, just so Matthew can give us a little bit more of a down low on what this unit is, because Matthew has actually been kind of pioneering the way for this product.
Absolutely. So our BG Cyclops, it is a 4K camera. It is in the center of the unit. It's surrounded by 6 microphones and 2 10-watt speakers. And some of the functionality that we've put into it, because we want it to be, as broad-based as we can to cover as many bases. It has both auto framing and autofocus in the sense of it will center the camera on who's speaking. So using the 6 microphones that it has, the camera will know which way to look, if you will, and it will keep itself open wide enough to include everybody in the shot, or it will close down as people exit the shot, and then always have the person speaking and centered. So it's really some great technology that we've put together in this bar to make sure that's going to be functional in the sound rooms. People don't have to touch things. They don't have to look at anything. It's pretty as automatic as we can make it, really.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the big things. I mean, auto tracking has been one of the biggest things we've heard in the last year that people want. So why not bring that into the conference room, right? So if you can have something where you can try and make your conference, like let's say you've got a meeting, like we have often had with clients or potential business partnerships that are in a different country. You want to come off really professional, and one of the big ways to do that is just kind of have something that will, okay, this person's talking, it'll zoom in on them, and it's just showing them. When it's not them talking, it'll zoom out a little bit for the next person to speak, and then all of that kind of stuff. So I think that kind of is one of those things that not a lot of people really think about, but it's one of those very small differences that can be made in a conference room to just improve the feel of that meeting that you're having, right?
And the camera will recognize when there's nobody in the room and essentially shut itself down. It'll close the cover over the excuse me, over the lens, as it's smart enough to understand that there's nobody in the room. There's no reason to be pushing out a signal. So like we did with the Adamo 4K, we're really doing our best to set the bar when it comes to conference room speaker applications.
All right, so I think there was something really interesting that Joel had brought up about this camera, or rather this video bar, earlier today. And it had to do with something about reliance on computers. So, if I understand this correctly, we can just have it hooked up, and if you just are doing like a Skype call or something, you don't necessarily need anything fancy, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're using, if you're doing something like Zoom meetings or team meetings or Google Meet, something like that, then obviously you got to have it connected to a computer so we can push that video and audio data through the meeting system. But you can absolutely use it, standalone and Bluetooth as well. So it's got other connectivity issues for people that want to do something other than just connect it to a computer.
We have a question from Pure Butter. Is black the only color for the Cyclops? Currently, right now, we are offering it in black and white. You can have any color that you want as long as it is black or white.
But they are really sleek, though.
And they do look pretty nice. One thing that we did have, we do have a little bit of a quick video from the IBC showroom floor on our YouTube page, just kind of showing it off a little bit. Joel was the one who was the pretty face in front of the camera for us, showing off the good old Cyclops. It does have some pretty good connectivity on the back of it, so this is kind of one of those really cool products that you can have that's kind of an all-in-one conference solution. I know, Matthew, you've had a lot of experience and a lot of headache with trying to get people's conference room setups, right?
Conference rooms are definitely their own beast. There's a lot of things that need to come together seamlessly, and it needs to be something that a business knows they can go in, turn the room on, and have it ready to rock and roll within seconds. There's nothing more embarrassing than bringing in a client and then having nothing work. And so, as we do with all our design, we look to make this as simple as possible. We want it to be highly functional, greatly priced, supported on the back end, but as easy to operate as it can be, because we want to make sure that anybody can use this, that anybody can be functional with it, and that it's always ready to rock and roll for anybody.
Absolutely. And like you said, it is a key thing. It's kind of one of those unspoken things where a lot can ride on the perception that you give as a business in conference meetings. Like I said, especially if you're meeting with a client overseas from your conference room, or just even in the States and you just can't get them in person. So it's kind of a really important thing to have a good quality first foot forward, so to speak. And Absolutely. That's something that the Cyclops really offers. One really cool thing about the Cyclops is I think a lot of people, when it comes to conferencing cameras, they're usually looking for something that's fairly inexpensive, something that's just going to fit the bill, fit the budget. And usually what you're getting with that is you're not getting a very high resolution camera. You're usually getting something around 1080p or 720p. And with our Cyclops, we are offering it in 4K, and you're getting that for under $1,000.
Yeah.
Well, just under $1,000.
You're right. Most people's conference rooms right now are using small webcams, which is going to limit your ability to include everybody in the room. It's going to limit your ability to make sure that it's focused where it needs to be focused. And so it's almost a short-term gain because you didn't spend very much money, but a long-term loss because you've lost a lot of functionality. Whereas we, with the Cyclops, have created something that's a short-term gain. It's not very expensive, and it's going to be a long-term gain as well because it's going to make your meetings and your conference room applications work so much easier.
Mm-hmm. And it also eliminates a little bit of pain in terms of making sure that whatever you're bundling together, because a lot of conference room setups are bundles, essentially, between the camera, the microphone system, speaker system. Not only are you probably going to end up spending a pretty good amount of cash getting all of that bundled together, but sometimes you have a little bit of issues with some of those speaker systems not wanting to hook up, or the microphone not wanting to hook up if it's a wireless microphone. So this is just kind of something that can help eliminate some of that connectivity pain It's just one unit, plug it in, and you're pretty much good to go. So that's one big plus side. You might be spending a little bit more if you're just looking at it from a camera perspective. But for what you're getting, all things included, I think it's a very, very compelling option.
Yeah, it's a great value all the way around.
Yeah, I mean, like connection wise, I mean, like you mentioned earlier, it has a assortment of them. HDMI, USB-C, audio in and outs. Extended microphone through the like a LAN port or that one is it's not an Ethernet though. It's just for extended microphones. And Bluetooth, like you guys mentioned earlier, connected via Bluetooth. So yeah, I mean it really is an all-in-one. You guys have mentioned auto framing and auto tracking. What's cool is like when if people were to come in and out of the meeting or out of the room, you don't have to worry about adjusting anything. It'll auto frame to center on the on its main target. So that is really cool. And like Matthew mentioned earlier about the audio tracking, like whoever's speaking, there's a group of people, but whoever's speaking, it'll hone in on that and kind of focus on the person speaking. So the viewer from the other side won't have any doubts of who they should be listening to or
Yeah.
looking. So yeah, mighty cool.
And with a horizontal field of view of 120 degrees, like you could have a room full of people, and this can be able to expand out and see everybody without any kind of fisheye distortion. It's a crystal clear picture, regardless of how wide it's got to be up to that 220 degrees. So lots of versatility, lots of fun to use. Actually, I know that sounds weird when you talk about a conference room video bar. But it's fun. It's maybe I'm just simple in that way. But when you see that eye open, the iris, it's like a real eye. You see it open like this, and that camera in there, it makes me giddy.
Really. I mean, it is a little cool, right? It is a little cool. Plus, I mean that camera is giving you 120 degrees of field of view, which is quite a bit. That's a fairly wide angle, which is pretty nice, and it's pretty much distortion free, which is nice. You're not getting a whole lot of fisheye effect with it either. So that also is going to help kind of increase the professionalism of your stream or broadcast, or whatever you want to call the conference that you're using. We do have a question. Is the Cyclops NDI or Dante capable?
Not at this time, but we're always keeping an ear to the ground for what the market's requiring or asking for. This is a brand new product for us. It's something we've just developed and putting out there. So that's not to say that we won't have a Dante-enabled option coming up or an NDI option enabled coming up. But our first and foremost thought with this is to make it an affordable bar for most companies. We kind of start with our products. We start with something that's going to hit most of the general market. And then we get feedback from people to see what's necessary in our next iteration of the products and make sure that we're meeting the needs of the market.
Yeah, don't take this as a 100% solid timeline, but we brought our Adamo to the market. We made sure that was there. We offered NDI, but the market also was asking for some Dante capability. So in less than a year after kind of unveiling our Adamo, we have brought our Adamo 4K 4K DA, the Adamo 4K DA, which is our Dante AVH Adamo, because the market has been asking for that. It is a technology that's very interesting. So if that's something that the market is really looking for, we are more than willing to try and accommodate that. So don't take that as a timeline 100%. You're going to get this in Dante in under a year, but if it's there, we will look at it.
Yeah, never say never. Like we're again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We're doing our best to set the bar for the market. We want people to follow us, not us follow people.
Absolutely.
Unless you're a BG Cyclops, then it'll follow you anywhere in that room you're
talking. just like our AI auto tracking Adamos, right?
Absolutely.
So I think
what we do.
I think that just about covers it for the Cyclops. Do you gentlemen have anything else to add to that?
Well, it's definitely, it works with multiple versions of Windows 7, 8, 10, Mac OS X, Linux, Android. So there's lots of different ways that you can connect to this thing. Mac OS X, did I already say that one? So lots of different ways that you can connect to this camera, whether wired or through the Bluetooth connection. And, versatility is what it's about in today's market. You might have a meeting room set up, a conference room set up, but almost every time you're going to have a meeting there, you may have different needs. And so we did our best to create a product that's going to cover as much of that as necessary.
Absolutely.
And then on just on the like on the back end, like for support and everything, we have everything on stock, no chip shortages. So and if you find any issues, or you're having difficulties hooking it up, whatnot, we are there. Our support team is there to help, and warranty is great. So everything is you don't have to be afraid to try new things and to see if this is a right fit for you guys.
Absolutely. We have a wonderful tech support team. They're available Monday through Friday. They're US based, not available from 9 to 5, right, Joel?
7 to 5.
7 to 5. Okay. So Monday through Friday, they're available Pacific time, 7 to 5. And if you need maybe there's something going on over the weekend that is going to be happening or whatnot, and you have a tech-related question, you can contact them ahead of time. Make sure you make an appointment, and they'll be available on the weekend as well. I believe it's from 10 to 3, give or take somewhere around there. We have those times posted on our website, so visit BZBGEAR.com. If you check the website, you can go ahead, check out our tech support page. Wonderful people. Just talked to Nathan earlier today. He helped me out with a little bit of a few things. So they're always ready and willing to help, and it's what they love to do. So thank you guys for joining today. That was our little live stream about video bars, and specifically our BG Cyclops. We're going to be producing some more content about this product coming up here pretty soon, so keep your eyes peeled on the YouTube page for that. And have a good rest of the week, guys.
Thank you, Matt. Always good to see you, brother.
Yes, sir. All right.
See you later, everybody.
Bye, Joe.
See you all later.